What's up, guys? Your boy Raven here, and like I said in the last video, if I got enough questions, I was going to do a Q&A session here for you guys. And thanks to I Try to Testify, I have plenty of questions to answer for you guys. The fella asked 15 questions single-handedly for me to answer for you guys. I told myself if I get like 10 or 15, I was gonna go ahead and film this today and put it out there for y'all. And it was like I Tried to Testify, I was just reading my mind, man. And answered me 15 questions on the dot. So I guess it's time to get this party started. This, depending on the question and how I have to answer, this may be a two-parter. Giving y'all a heads up right now. So without any further ado, let this question and answer session begin. Question number 1. Who inspires you to make videos? That answer has changed and differed over the past few years. When I first began here on YouTube, I didn't have any real inspiration. I was just being stupid. I deleted it a long time ago. My first video was really dark and really moody and really whoa, watch out kind of deal. I don't even have the original file anymore, so how long ago it was. It was when like me and Panda first moved into our house is when I did it. And I really had no inspiration at the time. However, I continued to get into the YouTube community, and my first two guys that really inspired me to push myself and do better video-wise was Storms Inc. and CGAce. Storms Inc. was actually, I think, the first guy that I subscribed to here on YouTube. I enjoyed his reviews. I am a big Dragon Ball Z fan, so I was instantly drawn to him. I forgot how I found him. I guess I was just typing in Dragon Ball Z and his face popped up, and the rest is history. And then he promoted his buddy CGAce at one point, and I started watching his stuff, and I got into the reviews and previews and whatnot like they were doing, and that kick-started me here on YouTube. After a while, I found out that the review and guide world wasn't for me because, one, I couldn't keep up at the pace that they were going, and two, I found myself more and more busy, and too busy to actually get into playing games and watching movies. So I had to think of something else that I could do to express myself here on YouTube. And then I started finding people like Darkness the Curse, wherever he went. I miss him a lot. And of course Ray William Johnson. Darkness the Curse had a bunch of friends, and they were the guys that went to New York for 6, 7, 8, June 7th, 2008, that whole YouTube gathering. And Darkness the Curse was a big ranter here on YouTube, and I liked that, and I liked how he was able to express himself and get his point across. So I got a little bit of tidbits from him, and then I ran across William Johnson and all of his antics and his humor, and I was like, okay, I like to entertain people. Why don't I try to be funny? But I didn't want to jack his stuff or try anything that Darkness was doing, so I got stuck in a bubble and running around in circles trying to do a bunch of different things that I tried to entertain people with. I still tried my reviews for a while. I tried an achievement video series that I think I made one, and I got bored with it because I really just didn't have the time to sit there and make achievement videos. And then he did the review on Raven did the video with Boogie acting as Francis, and that's when I found Boogie 2988, and he pretty much opened my eyes to a whole new realm of entertainment here on YouTube, and that's the character creation aspect of it, with this guy like Jesse and Francis and this little pastor character that he does. So that's where Larry came from. I made the character Larry. He has a nice little gathering here on YouTube, but for some reason I just keep forgetting to do videos for the poor guy, which I might actually release one coming up pretty soon. I know I say that all the time, but I really want Larry to continue to get out there, so sorry Larry if you're watching. And then of course Today with Patrick J had his video telling Boogie about the whole airbrushing thingy. And now I guess to go back to the original question, who inspires me to make videos? But my three biggest inspirations are Ray William Johnson, Boogie 2988, and Today with Patrick J. Those are my three biggest inspirations. And not to say that I've stopped watching the other guys either. CG Ace I talk to all the time. I love what he does. He's got his pulse on the movie realm and music and stuff, and CGA still has his pulse on the Dragon Ball Z world and the video game world. So I didn't get to personally congratulate him, but I still say congratulations every chance I get to Storms Inc. for reaching partner, because I remember when he only had 1,000 subscribers and I was one of them, and now he's up there to partner level. So I'm hoping that I get to see success like that as he did, and I hope people like CGA also follow in his footsteps in that same manner. CGA, I don't care what Storm Inc. says about you, the man. So yeah, that's my inspiration for my videos. On to question 2, and I'll be drinking apple juice throughout the entire video because my throat is dry today. Question number 2. What was your child life like? I saw a vlog of you going to your parents, so I assume you have a good relationship with them. Yes, I do have a good relationship with my parents. I had a excellent childhood in that regard. My parents were your good-natured, middle-class parents. Dad worked in the oil field. Mom was a teacher mostly, and it's a good home life. They were loving parents. Occasionally, I found myself just hanging out by myself, which probably had a lot to do with the way I turned out. Despite the fact that I'm friendly and I get along with people well, I never have more fun than when I'm by myself. And that happened a lot when I was younger. My first couple of years when I was able to actually realize that I was a being in this world, my mom got pregnant with my brother, and she was sick a lot. So my dad was busy taking care of her. That usually left me with my best friend at the time, the Nintendo NES. Which, there's nothing wrong with that. I love my parents to death. I love everything they did for me, and will do for me in the future. And if y'all are watching this, I love you guys. In that respect, I had a great life. My parents were amazing. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, I was a very lonely child in the respect of people. I was picked on all the time as a child, from kindergarten all the way up until senior year of high school. Which, during the high school era, it got better, and I just ended up not caring what people thought about me. I just started having fun. But I was the outcast. I was like when the other guys were talking about cars and sports and the girls they're hooking up with, I was talking about the newest episode of Dragon Ball Z, the newest game, and how far I got in Final Fantasy at the time. That was just how I was. I was your typical nerd geek that nobody wanted to hang out with. Which is, I'm not trying to get sympathy or anything. I loved who I am and what I've become and where I'm going. So it's no big deal. But it was really lonely at times, though. It was really lonely not having friends. Through the course of history, from kindergarten all the way until now, I really have only had 1 or 2 true friends that I could call on to really talk to, or anything like that. And still today, I have a lot of close people who are friendly to me, and I consider them friends, but not to the level that I would unload anything on them. So it was a good home life, but the childhood was kind of because of who it was. It is what it is. Moving on to question 3. What is one of the hardest things you have ever had to go through that I'm willing to share? The hardest thing that I've ever had to go through, probably going to have to be one of 2 things. One would probably be my grandfather dying. My grandfather and I were pretty close. He was my parents call me an incarnation of him because they see a lot of him in me, in the way I act, the way I talk, in the my mindset on things, and how entrepreneurial I am, and all that good stuff.